Emma felt the floor tilt beneath her. Dylan, the cheerful coworker, the overly friendly analyst, the guy who always smiled a little too easily. Her throat tightened. Ethan, are you sure? Ethan didn't look away from the window. Yes, he said quietly. That number, the one that texted check your window. It belongs to a burner phone registered under a fake ID. An ID Dylan used 2 years ago in a background check. Emma's heart pounded. So Dylan is the man in the other building? No. Ethan said it instantly. Sharply. Emma blinked. Then why would he text? Ethan finally turned to her, jaw tense. Because Dylan is not the stalker. He's the messenger. Emma's breath caught. Messenger? For who? Ethan stepped closer, lowering his voice, protective and controlled. The man in the window is someone else. Someone Dylan is working for, willingly or not. Emma backed toward the table, gripping the edge. Ethan, none of this makes sense. Dylan doesn't seem dangerous. Ethan let out a humorless laugh. That's why people like him get away with things. They hide behind smiles. Emma closed her eyes for a moment, but the image of the hooded figure across the street burned behind her eyelids, watching, waiting, tapping on the glass like he was calling her name. Ethan, she whispered shakily, if Dylan is the messenger, then who's the stalker? Before Ethan could answer, his phone buzzed again. He looked down and froze. Emma whispered, what happened? Ethan turned the screen toward her. This time, the message was a video, a shaky recording, taken from across the street, zoomed into Ethan's apartment window a few minutes ago. In the video, Emma was standing near the window. Ethan was right behind her. They were talking close, almost intimate. A distorted voice spoke over the clip. So this is the man you trust, Emma. Emma's blood ran cold. Ethan replayed it, jaw tightening. Damn it, he muttered. He's provoking. He wants to shake you. Emma hugged her arms around herself. Why does he want me? Ethan, what did I do? Ethan stepped closer, slowly, deliberately, until she felt the warmth of his presence. This isn't about what you did, he said softly. It's about what you found. Orion exposed someone powerful, someone who doesn't want to lose control, and they're using fear, manipulation, and Dylan to push you. Emma looked up, eyes glossy, and you. Ethan's voice dropped to a low, raw whisper. They didn't expect you to have me. That's their mistake. Emma's chest tightened from safety, from danger, from everything between them that neither dared to say. But the moment shattered when a loud buzz echoed through Ethan's apartment. Emma jumped. What was that? Ethan moved instantly, fast, trained, protective. He walked to the door. A small red light blinked on the handle. Ethan whispered, someone tried to override my lock. Emma's heart stopped. Ethan, someone's outside. He nodded, backing away from the door and pulling her with him. Stay behind me. Her breath trembled. Is it Dylan? Dylan wouldn't come here in person, Ethan said. He's not brave enough. Then who? A faint footstep sounded in the hallway. Then another. Slow, measured, deliberate. Ethan grabbed a metal flashlight, heavy, solid, ready to swing it like a weapon. The footsteps stopped right outside. Emma felt her pulse in her throat. Then, a soft knock. 3 taps. The same pattern the stalker used on the window. Tap, tap, tap. Emma's knees nearly buckled. Ethan, she whispered, gripping his arm. Ethan didn't blink. He moved her behind him, eyes locked on the door. Another message came through his phone at that exact second. He glanced down just once. The message read, come outside, or I come in. Emma gasped. No, you can't go out there. Ethan didn't answer. His breathing was steady, controlled, but his jaw flexed in a way Emma had never seen before. He whispered, this ends tonight. Emma's voice cracked. Please don't leave me alone in here. Ethan looked back, and for the first time, really looked like she wasn't just someone to protect, but someone he couldn't lose. He cupped her face gently. You won't be alone, he murmured. Not for a second, I promise. He stepped toward the door, hand on the lock, muscles tensed. Emma held her breath so hard it hurt. Ethan unlocked the door and swung it open. But the hallway was empty, completely empty. No footsteps, no shadows, no one, except on the floor. Right at the threshold lay another envelope. Ethan bent down, snatched it, and opened it fast. Inside was a single line. Look at Dylan's desk drawer. Emma's eyes widened. What's in it? Ethan stared at the note, face turning grim. A key. he said, a key to who's really doing this. Ethan didn't waste a second. He grabbed his jacket, pocketed the new note, and looked at Emma with an expression she'd never seen on him before, a mix of fury, calculation, and fear for her. Get your shoes, he said quietly. We're going to the office. Emma's chest tightened. Ethan, it's almost midnight. That's exactly why we're going now. The building will be empty. No eyes, no interruptions. Emma hesitated. What if he's there? Ethan stepped closer, eyes locked on hers. Then he'll have to get past me. She swallowed, then nodded. They left together. The silent drive the city at night felt unreal, still, cold, distant. Emma watched the passing lights blur by, her fingers tightening around the seatbelt. Ethan, she whispered, why would the stalker tell us to check Dylan's drawer? Why help us? Ethan replied without taking his eyes off the road. He's not helping us. He's leading us. Emma frowned. Leading us where? Where he wants us to go, Ethan said, and we need to find out why. Emma shivered. Do you think Dylan is involved willingly? Ethan exhaled slowly. Dylan is weak. He follows orders. Whoever's behind this knows how to use people like him. Emma's heartbeat picked up. So the stalker is smarter than Dylan. Ethan gave a small, humorless smile. The stalker is smarter than most people in that building. As soon as they stepped into the building, Emma felt the hairs on her arms rise. The entire floor was dark, except for the faint glow of emergency lights. Every sound echoed. Ethan placed a hand on her lower back, guiding her gently but firmly. Stay close, he whispered. Emma nodded, following him toward Dylan's desk, which felt different now. Normal in daylight, sinister in the dark. Ethan knelt, testing the drawers. Lochte took out a small metal tool from his pocket. Emma blinked. You carry lockpicks. He didn't look up. Corporate security taught me. Don't ask. Click. The drawer slid open. Emma held her breath. Inside were a burner phone, a small black USB, a printed employee ID. Emma frowned, but Ethan froze, his face drained of color. He lifted the ID card and handed it to Emma. Look at the name, he whispered. Emma brought it closer. Her stomach dropped. Marcus Hale, the executive Ethan mentioned. The one who worked remotely. The one tied to Orion. Emma whispered, why does Dylan have Marcus's ID? Ethan's voice dropped to a low growl. Because Marcus is the one giving Dylan orders. Before Emma could absorb it, Ethan picked up the burner phone. He pressed the screen. It unlocked instantly, no password. One message thread was open. There was only one contact, MH, and the most recent message said, make sure she sees it. Emma swallowed. Sees what? Ethan opened the attached image. Emma gasped, grabbing Ethan's arm. What is that? It was a photo of a woman, bound, tied to a chair, head hanging down. Emma whispered, voice trembling. Who is she? Ethan zoomed in. A piece of paper was taped to the woman's shirt. Emma leaned closer, and her heart exploded in her chest. The paper read, Emma Carter, you're next. Emma staggered back, hand over her mouth. Ethan, oh my God. Ethan was already moving fast, pacing, furious. This is escalating. He's not just threatening you. He abducted someone. Someone he wants us to connect to you. Emma felt tears sting her eyes. Who is she? I don't recognize her. Ethan didn't answer immediately. He stared at the image again, studying, analyzing. Then his eyes widened, slowly, like something inside him cracked open. Emma, he whispered. Yes, she said, shivering. Ethan turned the photo toward her again and pointed at the woman's hair. Long brown, curled at the ends. Emma blinked. So Ethan swallowed, voice hollow. He struggled for breath. That's not a stranger. Emma's pulse spiked. Ethan, who is she? He finally looked up. His face was pale, shocked, broken. Emma, that's my sister. Emma felt the room tilt. What? Ethan, your sister? She went missing 6 months ago, he whispered. We never found her. The police called it a runaway. I knew they were wrong. Emma covered her mouth, tears forming. The stalker didn't just target her, he targeted Ethan too. He had been planning this much longer, much deeper, much darker. Ethan, she whispered, stepping closer. I'm so sorry, but Ethan wasn't listening. He was staring at something else in the drawer, something wrapped in a small envelope. He opened it slowly. Inside was a single card with words written in red ink. Bring Emma. We finish this tonight. Emma grabbed Ethan's arm. No, I won't go. He's manipulating you. Ethan turned to her, eyes blazing with something between pain and pure determination. Emma, he said sharply, he has my sister. She shook her head desperately. You can't just walk into a trap. Ethan stepped closer, gripping her shoulders gently but firmly. I'm not walking into a trap, he whispered. I'm ending this. Emma's voice broke. Ethan's voice softened heartbreakingly. You're not alone, Emma, but neither am I. We're in this together now. He held her cheek with one hand, unexpectedly gentle. I need you, he whispered, for this, for her. Emma felt tears fall, not just for fear, but for him. She nodded slowly. Okay, she whispered. Then we go together. Ethan breathed out, relieved, resolved. He held her hand. Then get ready, he said softly. Tonight, we face him. The meeting location was an abandoned parking structure 3 blocks from the office. Cold, silent, echoing, Ethan held Emma's hand the entire walk. Not loose, not hesitant, firm, certain. When they reached the 3rd floor, a single light flickered above them. A shadow stepped forward, hooded, calm, unhurried. Ethan, the voice said, you brought her. Emma's breath snapped. It was the same voice from the elevator speaker. Ethan stepped in front of her. You have my sister. Where is she? A soft laugh. The man lifted his head just enough for the light to catch his face. Marcus Hale, not Dylan, not a random stalker. The executive, the man behind Orion. Emma whispered, You tried to kill me in that elevator. Marcus smirked. You were getting too close. You found the files. And Ethan, well, he's the only one smart enough to stop me. Ethan clenched his fists. If you hurt my sister, I didn't. Marcus interrupted casually. I needed leverage. And she was perfect. Loyal, brave, just like you, Emma. Emma felt sick. Where is she? Marcus pointed behind them. A figure stepped out from the shadows, weak, trembling, but alive. Ethan's sister. Ethan ran to her instantly, pulling her into his arms. She sobbed against him. Emma exhaled in relief. Marcus continued speaking, voice calm as ice. I only needed her until Ethan cracked the Orion folder. Once he did, you became unnecessary, Emma. Emma felt a chill grip her spine. But Ethan turned, rage in his eyes. You're done, Marcus. Marcus tilted his head. No, Ethan, you are. He reached inside his coat. Emma gasped. Ethan pushed his sister behind him. But Marcus didn't pull a weapon. He pulled out a phone. Everything is recorded, Marcus said. Emma's forged signatures. The transfers, your unauthorized access tonight. I can end both of your careers with one email. Emma stepped forward, voice shaking, but steady. So send it. Marcus blinked. Emma continued, stronger, because when the police see your burner phones, your forged ID requests, the kidnapping photos, the elevator logs you tampered with, you're finished. Marcus's smirk faded. Ethan stepped beside her, and for the first time, Marcus looked uncertain. Emma lowered her voice. You followed us here, you stalked us. You took his sister. He pointed to the camera in the corner of the garage, and you walked right under a city surveillance camera. Marcus turned, too late. Sirens echoed outside. Police arrived fast. Ethan had already sent their location before they came. Marcus tried to run, but Ethan tackled him hard to the concrete. The officers swarmed him, cuffing him instantly. As they dragged Marcus away, he glared at Emma. This isn't over. Ethan leaned down, voice cold. Yes, it is. Ethan's sister was taken to the hospital, alive, safe. The Orion scandal exploded. Dylan was arrested for assisting. Marcus faced charges for fraud, kidnapping, and attempted murder. Days later, Emma and Ethan stood on the office rooftop, quiet city lights below them. Emma looked up at him. Are we safe now? Ethan took her hand, not rushed, not hesitant, just honest. We are. Emma smiled softly. And us. Ethan stepped closer. No more lines, he whispered. No more rules. I'm done pretending I don't care. Emma's breath trembled in the best way. She leaned into him. Ethan wrapped an arm around her, finally allowing himself everything he'd held back. No danger, no shadows, no stalkers, just them. And for the first time since the elevator stopped, Emma felt truly safe. If you want more stories like this, hit subscribe. The next mystery might be closer than you think.